Okay, so when Marvel Rivals released, it was like Batman saving Gotham, with Gotham representing terrible third-person and first-person hero games, and Batman being the ultimate hero we all needed and were waiting for. We've been terrorized by some horrible games in the genre in recent time. I'll get to those. But now, the pain is over, with the new pain being losing matches while reading 6 DPS. When does it end? Right. Marvel Rivals released on the 6th of December 2024, having previously been a playtest for anyone who could get access to it, and there was mixed feelings. Kinda. Some said it's just another copy of Overwatch, and others waited with excitement. Me? Well, I was excited. I couldn't wait to play the game. I'd watched videos and streamers, and I wanted to be one of the first there on release day. I believe I was in the majority in that thinking. Then it happened. Within 3 months, it achieved this. It put Overwatch 2 further down where it belonged. The garbage. The game was an instant success, with IGN rating an 8 rather than going with its famous 7. Who would have thought that? And I would say, if you got any rating other than a 7 from IGN, you've made a good game. Gosh, what is their obsession with that number anyway? I'm gonna have to change my lottery numbers now. It's bad luck right there. So, on to my first point. You could say that Marvel Rivals' current popularity and success was down to the failure of other games in the genre. People had become so tired and frustrated with the lack of quality in the genre, and were waiting for something new that was worth having no life over. First, there's Overwatch 2, the sequel to what started as a massively popular game that ended miserably with hundreds of millions of dollars lost. The game only came out in 2023, and managed to receive 330,000, yes, 330,000, mostly negative reviews in Steam. Hey, they're breaking records, guys. They're breaking records, just not the right ones. So, here's the current state of the game then. It ain't dead, but it is a huge shadow of its predecessor, and an even bigger shadow of its competitor, Marvel Rivals. There's no chance of Overwatch being resurrected now, unless somehow something happens to Marvel Rivals. I mean, you could scroll down those reviews for hours, maybe even days, and you'd die of laughter. If you ever get bored, just go read those. It never gets old. It really never does. It wasn't the hope that Overwatch fans were looking for. They expected better from Blizzard, a huge company who have actually made successful and good games in the past, and I don't blame them. So, they looked for a new fix. Any game that released since Overwatch that mirrored its concept was discussed based on whether it'd be the Overwatch killer, and they failed. Before Overwatch 2, while Overwatch 1 was declining, people at the time were already looking for a new fix, but anytime a potential one came, it failed. You could say Overwatch killed itself, with poor decisions on the game being made left, right and centre, but I prefer to say it was still at the top, until one dethroned it. Yeah, everyone, it really was that bad for the genre. It really was. The game's issues ranged from the poor gameplay to characters, and there was more too. Now, you're probably thinking, there's no way anything could be as bad as what the state of Overwatch was. Well, you'd be wrong. Dead wrong. Because then came another. People might have thought, is that the new Overwatch killer? Or, finally, a game like Overwatch I can play. Concord. Ho ho ho. Where do I begin on Concord? Firstly, it's the biggest piece of you-know-what. And into the garbage it goes, for it belongs along with Overwatch 2, but further down. A lot further down. Concord made Overwatch 2 look like the best game ever made. And that's an understatement. Concord failed so bad that it was removed from all stores and refunds were issued. It apparently lost $200 million. I mean, it costed like $400 million to make. And it lasted for about 8 years of production. I mean, I've never seen a game fail that bad in my entire life. Crazy stuff. I mean, ask yourself this. How in the hell of all video games was this a game you had to pay for? 35 quid, I believe it was in Steam in the UK. And then there was PS Plus subscription as well. Oof. I feel bad for those who bought it to begin with, and then played it, What's funnier is that there was a bunch of funny X posts. Some people genuinely believed the game was good, and that's next level of delusion. But the game wasn't a complete loss. We got some great videos and memes about it, and that's about it. It's just a couple of things for you to laugh at. So, the characters were ugly, the storyline cutscenes were terribly acted and boring, the game's graphics looked worse than games older than me, and it was a complete failure. I mean, with Overwatch 2 and Concord being as bad as they are and were, yeah, Concord is dead, literally. Marvel Rivals is now clearly number 1 in the genre. Back to hope in the fans of the genre they did. Okay, how has this actually made Marvel Rivals more popular? The answer's easy. The game did everything that those games didn't do. When it released, you would have struggled to find problems with the game. The graphics were amazing, the characters looked good, very good. The gameplay was great, with a strong level of depthness and plenty of abilities. No bugs, or at least next to no bugs. Most wouldn't have noticed them, which is normal for a new game. And getting into matches was quick. The best part? It was free for everyone. Who would have thought that not making a fat character or an ugly one and opting for something that actually appeals to people would be so successful? The trash bin character was my favourite though. The laughs. Oh, the laughs. It made people believe doing the basics of developing a game was the holy grail, and that's the new standard of gaming now. But that's a topic for another video. People finally found their fix, and now we're all addicted. I mean, seriously, my hands are glued to my mouse and keyboard, my eyes wide open with pegs. In other words, it's a good game. So, how much did the icon of Marvel help in making this game as popular as it is right now? I mean, playing as your favourite Marvel character, or any Marvel character, is incredibly cool and fun, I have to say. And I guess Marvel Rivals without the Marvel is just Rivals. And would that be better than what the game actually is right now? Probably not. No. Well, you'd probably say the Marvel name carried it, and whilst I agree it's a big part of its current success, I wouldn't say it actually contributed the most in the game's success. Look at the previous Marvel games, for example. The only big Marvel game I think of is the Spider-Man series, from the old ones way back to the new ones, and those games aren't the same type of game like Marvel Rivals is. Yes, there is other games, I'm aware of that, but I generally cannot think of any other big Marvel game. And don't say Lego Marvel. And yeah, Marvel is one of the biggest franchises and universes in the world, but as the saying goes, it takes two to tango. It doesn't matter how cool DC is, or Marvel is, or any other big franchise, if the game looks and plays bad, no one will play it, unless you're being mind controlled. And that's facts for any game out there. Companies need to stop making games that are filled with agendas no one wants. For most people, games are escapism. They already deal with the world as it is, and don't need any other political or social thing pushed in their face. Make a good game that people actually want to play, and that's how you can make a lot of money. In short, the devs of Marvel Rivals created the exact opposite of what Concord and Overwatch 2 was. A good game. And I hope that future companies and devs follow the same blueprint as Marvel Rivals did. We don't want any more terrible games. Or games promised to be released on one date, but then delayed over and over, that then disappoint. It seems like 2025 could be a good year for gaming. I am excited about it, but that remains to be seen. So, to answer the question, why Marvel Rivals is so popular? It's because it's a well-made game. And I believe it will continue to be so since there's potential for many, many updates due to the vastness of the Marvel universe. Just think of all the other Marvel characters that could be brought in the game. Can't wait to see what they bring out next. The Fantastic Four updates was really cool in my opinion, so that's credit I can give. Remember, it's only been 3 months. 3 months! I mean, that's crazy. Absolutely incredible stuff from the game devs. If you enjoyed this video game ramble, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos like this one. Anyway, back to D-ranking in game for me. I'll see you in the next one.